This week, I decided I would try to learn how to do a handstand in just 1 week. I set a goal of being able to do a handstand for at least 10 to 15 seconds. I thought this was going to be an easy skill to learn, but after my first attempt, I realized this is going to be much harder than I thought. I went online and looked through a bunch of different tutorials and started taking it step by step. I started by doing wall walks with my chest to the wall. This helps to get you used to being in the handstand position and also helps with your balance. At first it was really scary doing these because I thought I was going to fall over the other way and I didn't really know how to catch myself. I was also having a lot of trouble just being upside down. My wrists were hurting a lot and there was so much blood rushing to my head. I think I popped a blood vessel in my eye. It was pretty small though, so it wasn't that big of a deal. My eyes are so red. And for some reason, every time I went upside down, I would hold my breath. I realized that all the blood was rushing to my head because I wasn't breathing properly. And I don't really know why I was doing this, but after I fixed my breathing and started taking longer, deeper breaths while I was upside down, it became a lot more comfortable being in that position. It was still a little bit difficult having to hold myself upside down. My arms would get really tired just after a couple of seconds, and I would pretty much get stuck in that position. After trying to hold myself up for a bit, my arms got way too tired and I just couldn't do it anymore, so I had to quit for the day. The second day I started doing the handstands, I started stretching and doing a little bit of warm-up exercises before I went into the handstand, which is extremely important. You can really risk hurting yourself if your body isn't warmed up before you try these. So the second day I practiced walking up the wall with my feet and then walking back down so that I could strengthen my wrist a little bit. I also tried to push into a handstand with my back facing the wall this time. This method seemed a lot less scary to me because if I fell, I could just land right back on my feet. I did this for a bit and tried to push off the wall just a little bit with my feet and try to hold the handstand there. After I was able to push off the wall and hold my handstand for a bit, I tried doing the handstand freely, without using the wall. After attempting my first handstand, I realized it wasn't as scary as it seemed. If I fell over, I could just move my arm out and put my body weight on that arm, and I could fall back onto my legs easily. This gave me a lot more confidence, so I kept trying. I also wasn't keeping my legs together. They would spread out whenever I went into the handstand, so I had to remind myself to keep my legs together and keep them straight. And when I did that, I was able to hold my first handstand. It wasn't that long, I think it was around 4 to 5 seconds, but it was a handstand. This gave me a lot of confidence in my handstands and made it easier for me to keep trying. I was still having trouble though holding it and finding my balance. After multiple attempts, my body would get really sore and I wouldn't be able to hold myself up without falling straight down, so I had to stop. I also learned that when you're doing the handstand, you want to put your weight on your knuckles and not your palm. This makes it a lot easier for you to balance your body while you're in the handstand. You also want to use your fingertips and push them into the ground. This is going to help with your balance. I practiced every day as much as I could because I really wanted to be able to learn this skill in just 1 week. But without taking some days off to let my body recover, it made it harder to do the handstand. My shoulders, wrist, and legs were really sore, and that just made it harder for me to try to do the handstand. I realized that this is a skill that's going to take you months to learn, especially if it's your first time doing moves that are like this. And although I wasn't able to hold the handstand for long, I didn't want to risk injuring myself, so I decided I would stop the video there. I set a goal of being able to do a handstand for 10 seconds, but I think the most I was able to do it for was around 4 or 5 seconds. I'm not going to stop practicing my handstands completely, I'm just going to take it slower, and maybe in a couple of months I'll be able to hold a handstand for 15 seconds. I'm so proud of the progress that I've made comparing my first handstand attempt to my last one. There's a lot of improvements. I just need to keep practicing and I know I'll be able to do it. I'll be posting my handstand progress on my Instagram, so you guys can follow me there if you want to see me improve my handstand. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, leave a like, and I'll see you guys next week with another skill.